I was thinking about motivation today and what really motivates me to get up in the morning, to get going. I've been working a lot on the rideshare game and traveling around a lot, feeling tired, but still going to the gym every day, trying to do like a walk or a run every day too. Even if I'm tired, and just thinking like, what is it really that gets me out, keeps me going, even when I really don't want to. And I think the most important thing is to always have a lofty goal in the future, something to look forward to. Otherwise, you won't remain motivated. You know, there's no future in like Uber, but it does give me the freedom of taking the time when I want to go to the gym, work on flexibility, meditation, make a YouTube video. I think the YouTube has been very motivational to me, just from creating, I don't know if it's really a community as much as just a place where I can interact with people. Everyone who's watched the videos and leave a comment, it's kind of like I'm texting a lot of new friends all the time and just sharing my own thoughts and ideas, as dumb as they probably are. I think maybe they're helping a few people out there. It seems like it. I get a couple negative comments, but they're very few and far between now, which is nice. It seems like you have to be a pretty negative person to come to a video, watch it, and instead of just like moving on, you leave a negative comment. There's probably something else like buried deep down that's creating that angst towards a stranger on the internet. A lot of people have told me just go get a regular job, but for some reason I could be so motivated to make a video, to drive 9-10 hours on Uber, but I'm really just not motivated to go and get a regular job. I think it's mostly because time has always been the most important thing to me. Even if I don't have a ton of time, the fact that I can control when I'm going to work, how long I'm going to work, the ability that if I'm feeling overwhelmed or burnt out, that I can just take a break. So many of my jobs where you're there for hours, and believe me, I've done the jobs that are 14 hours a day, and you're just so exhausted towards the end or in the middle, and you're just like taking more and more caffeine, energy drinks, pills, all these stimulants just to get you through the day, this job, you know, week on, week out. And you have a couple of days off on the weekends, and you're just kind of dreading Monday or whatever day you got to go back in. And I just am not motivated to go into that world. Granted, there's always a number, right? But thus far, I just haven't seen that number manifest itself. And so it's just like there's some validity, bad with words, to living as cheaply and minimally as you can, and not trading all of your time for monetary gain. I think for those of us who are more entrepreneurial mindset driven, you have one road or another. There's nothing in between. You need to find something that's very important to you that you can work on, a project of some kind. For me, when I was at Nike and I was working on products that I really just enjoyed using myself and I believed in, working on the Fuel Band 65 hours a week wasn't a big deal because I just loved that product. Same with the mobile running app. I thought it was ahead of its time, like an early version of Strava, but you could connect more with your friends. And then onto the GPS watch. I mean, these are great projects to be a part of. You're part of a cool, diverse team. And so putting in the time wasn't a detriment, it was fine. You create your work family. The other road though is you have to create something of your own that it doesn't matter how many hours you put in. If it's your own business, you're gonna be willing to do it. But it's tough to create that. Or maybe you get into some kind of gig work. One job that I've always really enjoyed actually, even if it's working for someone else, was being a bartender or a server. There are set hours you gotta come in, but your tables, your customers are basically like your own little mini business throughout the night. So when your table turns, you're basically hoping to get tipped. And that's based off of, or it should be, the level of service that you've given someone. And for me, that was such a great feeling of entrepreneurship because this was my own little business. It's just sad that I really suck at it. And just the whole thing of multitasking was hard for me to grasp. But I didn't really expect to like it, but I really did. Growing up, all I wanted to be was a professional athlete. And even if I was training 40 hours a week, only making $30,000 basically dollars a year, which is below the poverty line, it didn't matter because, you know, the saying is really, if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. And that's true. If you really love it. And the great thing is that everyone has their own strengths, resilience levels, and drive for something. I think the idea is just to find what it is. Well, look at this. I'm hitting like peak lighting atmosphere here, coming down from the side of the mountain after basically talking for an hour with a Cal Poly student, which is pretty incredible. So on the point of jobs, trying to make a difference in people's lives, one thing that, you know, even I've forgotten about this, and no matter what job that you have, just realize that you have an impact on people in any type of position. And I was talking to the Cal Poly student just about having a good attitude about whatever job you're doing, whatever it is. Try to be positive, come into it with a good frame of mind, because that's going to make you more positive every day that you come in. You don't want to come in being negative about everything. And I remember I was doing a job just stocking shelves of like shoes, and you know, someone comes in and they ask like, hey, I'm looking for a pair of running shoes. And so if you dig into what they want and say, okay, what's your distance? What's Is it trail? Is it road? And then you find out, oh, I'm doing CrossFit, but I also want to do like a 10K run. And it turns into this, hey, I've got the right package for you. I've got this pair of shoes, it's gonna be the right zero drop, it's gonna be durable. It's gonna be able to withstand all of your squats, box jumps, jump lunges, whatever it is, it's gonna be able to handle it, durable. And then it's gonna be enough cushion for you to go run your 10K, half marathon, whatever it is. Let's get you these shoes. And then let's combine it with these socks so you don't get blisters. And then let's get this shirt, tank top, pair of shorts, whatever it is. So that way you have this package that you're leaving with. And originally you came in and you're thinking, I'm going to spend $100, but then you leave spending $350, right? But you're stoked about it because you've kind of gotten everything tailored to you for your sport, your activity, what you want to do. They leave stoked. You made a big sale and you've kind of made this good connection with this person to where they think if they're in the field or like something similar where they think that they could use someone of your charisma, of your knowledge, you know, just being able to talk to people, that they're going to want you on their team. And I've actually gotten jobs from just taking care of people in a customer based relationship where I'm just trying to, you know, get them with the best product that I believe would fit their need, to them saying, hey, I would like you on my team just from your own like product knowledge that you shared with me in the last 30 minutes. So you never know who people are, what they can actually offer you, and, you know, the opportunities that if you come in with a bad attitude that you're leaving on the table. So, I mean, it's a catch-22 where some jobs are pointless, they're meaningless, you're not creating anything. But then again, they could also lead to something so much bigger in life. I'm kind of like this big walking contradiction today. I don't even know if this video is gonna make sense. Hopefully it does. I guess I'll see you later. I think one really great thing I've actually learned tonight is any job, anything that you're doing can lead to something so much bigger than yourself. Be open to these opportunities. Don't be afraid when they come. Start out with small talk with people. Provide compliments to gain that trust. And whether it's for work or even when you're just kind of making a connection with someone that you might not even ever see again, but yet maybe you can make that connection. And just think, I want to make this such a strong impact that they're going to remember this moment in time, this interaction with me, and just try to make it as positive, beneficial for them as possible, that they will remember that for an infinite amount of time, maybe the rest of their lives. And it's a great feeling when you actually have a connection with someone, kind of like what I did tonight, where I think that this student just might remember our conversation for years down the road. He came up on the top of this mountain for a reason. He was searching for some kind of guidance, some advice, someone to connect with in this moment. And I'm leaving tonight just with this feeling that I've provided that. And that's such a great feeling where you know that you've made an impact on someone else. Whether you benefit from it professionally is irrelevant. Sometimes It's just knowing that you've done something good for another person and you've given them your most precious asset, which is your time, and maybe a little bit of your life advice and guidance. That is one of the most powerful things I think that you can give to someone. And so I just encourage you guys out there, perhaps if you can do that for someone else, to put yourself out there and provide some kind of encouragement. If you can provide motivation, caring, and just wanting to help someone, even if you'll never see them again, sometimes the best part of your day can be affecting another person's day for the better. Being that positive, motivational ray of light in someone's life that you don't know, that you may never see again, but someone that you know you made a positive impact on. All the crap that you've gone through, the negativity, the hard day at work, sometimes it all can be just erased, just from one random act of kindness.